Welcome back to Clear Talk. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to get in front of more audiences for your coaching business.
And then we discuss how to start your coaching business if you've got no money.
And lastly, how to know what to say no to stay focused on while building your business. By the way, let us know down in the comments below, what are some opportunities you're contemplating right now to put your focus into? Enjoy the show. What's up, everybody? Welcome back.
Hello, happy Monday.
On Coffee Talk, where we talk about different beans. Got too many coffee cups going on. Holy moly, what a November. This is our first show this month, or damn.
Second. Technically, it's the second.
Yeah. We had to skip a few weeks because we had so much business coming through. A lot of people say
third.
November.
The third.
No, this month. Oh, we did it on the 3rd.
No, this is the third this month.
No, it isn't. We haven't gone. We skipped 2 weeks.
No, we did the 2nd and the 9th. And then we skipped the 2 weeks, and now we're here today.
Oh, so this is like, okay, I got it. So, yeah, everyone says November and December are slow months. You know, everyone's just not buying anything. We had the best month of our life.
Not for us.
Okay, so your attitude's right. The facts don't count. So we had the greatest month this year so far during COVID and during holidays for our coaching business. Crossed about $100,000 in sales. So if you guys ever thought you have to accept people's reality and what other people say, then you're absolutely wrong. You do not need to. It's completely what you choose to believe. So we're live right now. Is that us?
That's us.
Oh my God, we're on TV. All right. Welcome back to Clear Talk. This is the #1 show for entrepreneurs. Oh, sorry. This is the #1 show about for coaches who need clarity in their business. If you want to become a high-ticket coach, start charging $5 to $10K, this is the show for you. If you want to have an automated marketing system and get you leads every day, this is the show for you. If you're looking to be a coach and bring it down, Mama Jama, this is the coach for you. This is not the coach for you. This is the show for you. If you are a fan of the Coach clothing line, this is the show for you. If you are on Facebook or Institutes right now, this is the show for you. Little joke, side joke. My mom came up. She's like, I need some help with social media. I'm like, what do you need help with, Mom? She goes, now I'm a mortgage agent. You know, I really need someone to help me out.
Mom, for that.
I need someone to help me out with my Facebook. I'm like, your Facebook? Your what now? She goes, your Facebook. She goes, Facebook. I'm like, you mean Facebook? She goes, yeah. I'm like, we're going to keep it a Facebook. That'll be an inside thing between us. So now you, me, and my mom know about Facebook and Institute, which is a lot of fun my family has. Anyways, if you got questions about growing your coaching business, about how to charge more, how to close more, how to do your program, how to make a program, whatever questions you got, you can go to askarmin.com right here and submit your questions. For all my friends on Facebook, go, what the hell are they doing? My friends on YouTube, I forgot you're there. We're putting animations here in the edited version of the video. We got to look up there.
I forgot.
But everyone here, what's up?
Yeah, hello.
So if you got questions, go to askarmin.com and submit your questions there. And every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, we go live just like this, and we answer your questions. Now, if you want to catch it right now, you're watching the YouTube episode. If you want to catch it live, you got to come on Monday. You got to be a part of the highticketcoachingcommunity.com group. And we'll give you a lot of free value there in content, and also go live on the show every Monday. So what else do we got? Nothing else. That's pretty much it. If you're on YouTube, by the way, and you like content like this, like check out our YouTube channel. We got tons of free trainings, how to close on the phone, how to create your outline of your program, how to get clients in 7 days without any ad spend, how to do it using Facebook. There's a lot of good content on there. If you're starting out, we have over-delivered in free trainings for you on the YouTube channel. So check that out. Subscribe. Oh, by the way, if you're watching YouTube and you're watching right now, you like this kind of content, hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell, and we'll bring new videos out to you every single week, okay?
Awesome. That was one packed intro. Wow.
All right, now let's start.
Let's start.
Okay, what's the first question?
Our first question is, I want to expose myself to new audiences.
Okay.
Should I team up with other coaches and do joint ventures or projects with them? For example, online events or talks. That question is brought to us from Mara S.
What do you think?
Well, I think for one, it's a great idea to want to team up with other coaches, but I don't think that you should do it unless you've done enough let's say talks for yourself. For one, people want to know what you're about. They don't. I think that with you and building your coaching business, especially like you're saying, you need to expose yourself to new audiences. There's probably a reason why you feel that way. Maybe you're like, maybe I'm not exposing myself to enough people now. Maybe I'm not bringing in new clients. There's some form of stagnation there. So, maybe you personally just need to get out there and do some more talking first before you joint venture with somebody else and, create this cohesive message. Let's do some more messaging or, speaking about what you care about in your personal marketplace and niche, right? People want to be coached by you as an individual, whatever expertise that you have to share. So let's focus on you a little bit more prior to doing a joint venture. That would be my initial suggestion. Secondly, if you have the opportunities though, and people are saying, hey, we want to work with you, we want you to be on our stage and share our message or whatever that may be, that's a different story, But if you're just thinking, I'm stuck, I don't have new leads, I'm not being exposed to new audiences, what can I do to shake things up? I wouldn't necessarily say go joint venture first. I would say, take a deeper look into what you've got right now and start to do some more sharing about that, some more speaking, engaging, just getting on there and doing organic marketing, whatever that means look like for you. But I would say more focus on you prior to joint venturing or partnering up with somebody else, because more people want what you have to say. So head back to the drawing board, get a little more creative, think about how you can spread your message in a different way, would be my initial suggestion.
Can you read the question out one more time?
Yeah. So I want to expose myself to new audiences. Should I team up with other coaches and do joint ventures or projects with them? So for example, online events or talks.
Yeah, so only if you got, are you looking at the YouTube, by the way?
Yes, I was.
Okay, because I keep getting caught with this one. We got to put the camera so much closer so that we don't have this weird disconnect. Only if you have a program and a system ready to go should you be thinking about getting in front of new audiences. For example, a huge mistake a lot of coaches make is they start thinking about how do I get exposure, but they don't have an actual done program that could scale and sell.
Huge point.
They don't have a system for nurturing that lead when they come into the world. So you just get a bunch of unqualified people on calls or people that just don't book calls with you because you have no system for getting book calls on that. Or you just don't have your business model set up properly, so you don't even know how to handle more than 5 clients without, exploding. So I would look at all those things first. Oftentimes, it's not, you guys ask questions and I like it, and I'm going to help out. I'm going to give you some organic stuff right now, but I also want to remind you, sometimes if you've never done this before, if you've never built an online coaching business or a coaching business period, let alone built a business, but a coaching business specifically, then most likely your thinking process of what you think you need to do isn't probably what you need to do. It's like guessing behind the cockpit of a plane what button you need to hit or what you need to do first, second, or third.
That's true.
If you've had no experience, now you could be like, I've been doing coaching for 5 or 10 years. Oh, okay, no problem. But prior to that, did you do it? No. And in the beginning, first 2 years, did you get help from someone who's done it successfully to know what the right habits are? Because you could have just done all the wrong things for 5 to 10 years. Yep. I don't know. Right? It's another great point to look at. It's like you might have just bad habits thinking about the wrong things. That's why it hasn't kicked off yet. We don't know. I'm not saying you haven't kicked off. I just don't know. Well, my point is the questions you should be asking in your business at all times is what should I be focusing on? Right? I was doing a lot of private coaching on the weekend. I've taken some private clients on helping them build their business. And it's like when we're doing the coaching, they'll say, like, well, how do I do this? How do I do that? And I go, whoa, why are you even thinking about that? You should be thinking about this. They go, oh, I didn't even think about that. Like, that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Because, real growth happens when you know what to put your focus and energy into. You could also be doing the right thing at the wrong time. You could be doing the wrong thing at the right time.
Yeah.
Right? You could be doing the right thing at the right time in the wrong way. There's so much variables of what can go wrong. And it's it's too many moving parts for you to try to figure this out on your own. So 100%, if you don't have a business coach, get one. Because you might just be, I remember a year and a half ago, I had an online course built. I spent $10,000. I filmed the videos and all this stuff.
Great course.
I beg to differ now, if I look back. I think it was crap now when I look back at it. Compared to what I do now, hell no. No. But back then, I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I had never done online before over a year and a half ago. I had only done live events. And because I thought I was successful in live events, same business, coaching. I thought I would be successful online. I thought I'm smart. I figured this out. You know, that kind of person. And I had no idea how to market online. Like, I knew how to organically get people to come to my events. I had hundreds of people come out before. But I took the same strategy of thought that I thought applied here, could apply here. And what happened was I thought I just need to learn how to run ads.
Yeah.
Like you're asking, how do I get more audiences? I'm like, I just need traffic. I need ads to go to my funnel to sell my course. And then, luckily, I had a massive failure. And it made me rethink, like, maybe I don't know what I'm doing. It's like luckily. I say luckily because you're smart if you come to the conclusion that you don't know what you're doing faster than later. Because it's going to cost you less time and money to figure that out.
I hope you heard that.
Yeah. You're lucky if it happens faster. Some people are dumb enough like me to go months, even years, before you just accept, maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Maybe I shouldn't try to speak Italian if I've never spoken Italian and stop watching YouTube videos thinking, I should just probably get a translating teacher, right? Okay. Yeah. So it's like the faster you come to that conclusion, the faster you succeed. So I luckily fell on my face, and then I'm like, okay, let me just screw it. I went to like the best people in the industry selling online stuff, and I'm like, let me just learn from them. I paid a lot of money. I come in, and here's the thing. I came in thinking I need to learn how to run ads.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to learn how to run ads. I come in within the first week of coaching calls and lesson videos I'm watching, I realized my entire funnel was wrong. I realized my product was wrong. I realized my marketing was wrong. So even if I had figured out how to try to run ads through, not only will I hurt my business in the long term because my marketing was completely dysfunctional, I would have had the wrong people in the right course at the wrong time. It was just all over the place. And I kind of think of it like, do you want to build a Frankenstein business? But I want to be like a superhero business. Frankenstein business is me piecing a bunch of different parts of different things together and creating this monster. That's kind of what people that guess their way through business build a coaching business like. You put a bunch of random crap together, and this Frankenstein wakes up, spitting out like $2,000 a month in sales, and you're wondering why it doesn't run, like Usain Bolt. Well, because you didn't build it like Usain Bolt, right? So the equivalent, the opposite would be getting someone who's built a machine that works and just giving you the blueprint and the parts to build it together for your business. Imagine that.
That's a great analogy.
Great analogy, yeah?
Yeah.
Stop building a Frankenstein business.
Stop building a Frankenstein business. That's the title of this. That should be the title of this video.
Stop building a Frankenstein business. It is Halloween, like last week. Sorry, no, like a month ago.
A little late.
Yeah.
A month last week.
It's always Halloween.
What day is it today?
It's always Halloween for people building their business alone, though.
Because it's always spooky. Amen? Sorry.
All right, Trash. So that's what I was at. I go and I'm like, I need to learn ads. I realized I need to learn everything. Yeah. Like I did not. The only thing I was good at was coaching.
What a phenomenal point.
So my point is this. I'm gonna answer your question, but please, for the love of God, or Buddha, or Allah, or just atheism, please consider: is that the right thing to be focusing on? Do you have a system to run that traffic through when you get it? Yeah. Because you don't want to get a bunch of leads that you don't know how to close. And you don't know what to sell to, and you don't know. And so, in that case scenario, don't worry about growing an audience until you're clear on what you sell. Okay? Now let's say, and I actually think I know who Mara is. I think she has a program. She's been doing this for a while. So, organically, you're better off, okay? I have never had more leads come in my business from doing a podcast or an interview with someone than I have if I just spent a few hours a day in groups adding value to people. So actually, if you're on YouTube right now, you are, right? So if you go to my YouTube channel, there's a video called How to Land a Coaching Client in the next 7 days. And in there, using Facebook. And there I actually use Facebook. And there I teach how to go into Facebook groups and exactly what to do in the group so you can actually land a paying client to get book calls to get paying clients within a week. So I made that for people that were like, I don't have money to start your program. I'm like, okay, well, here's a quick little starter. You could probably close $2, $3, $4 grand in sales. It'd be enough to kickstart you, right? To invest into a business coach so you really know what you're doing. So go watch that. That will get you more audience than a podcast. Now, that's with exception. Like if you get in front of a person who actually has an audience, it's like a following, then sure. But the chances of you getting an actual audience, like an actual legitimate podcast or interview person who has a really good following that wants to interview you if you have nothing to offer is slim. But you're way better off going into groups with your audience and just adding value and doing something called long form value comments. Check it out in the YouTube video I have in the training, because it really gets you a lot of people. We did 20 grand in one week in sales just using this one little method. I taught it in the YouTube video because I'm like, well, if you can't run ads, for example, I couldn't. That week my account got shut down. We had to fix it and we got it back. But in that week I had to do organic and we still did 20,000 in sales. And I did it from organic marketing. So both is good. So check that out. But specifically, she said I want to get in front of more audiences, right?
Yeah.
So you Jeanette also is right. You just got to put out more content. For example, I'm about to start a 30-day organic Facebook Live challenge for myself. Ooh. I have 30 topics right now, and I'm just going to go live for 15 to 20 minutes and talk about it every day, and then ask people to book a call. And so if they want to book a call, they could talk to my team, and they could get more help with what they learn from me. And so I'm going to be doing that. You can follow me on Facebook if you want to see what that's going to look like. It would just be on Facebook. I'll probably do an Instagram story where I say I just went live about this and just put the link to the Facebook there. That's probably something I'll do. But just putting yourself out there more. It's a numbers game at this point, right? In the beginning, it's just about every day consistently putting something out. But that's not the key. Like, that's just a part of it, right? Getting in groups and getting the attention of your actual ideal prospect is important. And you do that by seeing what they're talking about and adding value to them. If you watch the YouTube training I'm talking about, it will show you exactly the method that I'm talking about to get people to be like, wow, this person's an expert. I want to talk to them. So my pre-answer is make sure you have a system set up in your business where even if you had more audiences, you can convert them into sales properly and scale that. Because if not, you're trying to add, NOS.
Does everybody know what NOS is?
I'm trying to say, is it nitrous? Nitrous.
Okay, yeah.
You know those tanks they put in the back of a car and you hit that button and it goes really fast?
Fast and Furious style.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
So nitrous, so it's
Yeah.
nitrous,
Yes.
right? The
Yeah.
Okay. You're trying to put nitrous on a car with no wheels. This is very important. It doesn't matter how much attention or volume you get, right? The speed is not your importance right now. It's making sure you have a sustainable vehicle. So make sure you have a sustainable vehicle before you start growing. And actually, that's a real secret there. If you don't, subconsciously you're sabotaging your own business. Yeah. Subconsciously, you're not gonna want to get more audience. Like on a deep level, you're gonna be afraid because you actually are uncertain that you can even handle it. Mm-hmm. And so if you don't cover that integrally inside of yourself to make sure that part of your business is taken care of, you might be sabotaging your own self and procrastinating because you're like, well, even if I got it, what would happen?
Yeah.
So and this is all only a problem if you're alone. If you're doing this alone, you're trying to build Frankenstein on your own, like, stop, just get someone to give you a blueprint. Like, geez, do you not love your time? Like, do you think you live forever? Like, people act like they live forever. Like, I'm willing to spend 6 months of my life to save $3,000. Okay. Sure. Or you could spend the $3,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 that maybe it's the last of your money. Pay someone to learn how to make money endlessly, and you'll make as much money as you want forever and never have to spend time trying to make money. There's a difference between trying to make money and making it, right? There's a difference between actually getting coaching clients and trying to get coaching clients, right? You know that, right? And if you knew the difference, you'd value your time more than money. Because actually getting coaching clients saves you a lot more money, saves you a lot more time, makes you a lot more money too, than trying. Trying is a very costly method. You don't try when you know what to do. When you have a blueprint, you don't have to try. You just do it. That was a quote. What's the next question? Is there any comments? I don't know. Should I check?
Facebook, we've got...
Facebook.
Yes. We've got Spencer says, love you guys. Love you too, Spencer.
Hey, Spence.
Oscar says, I want to do that too, 30 days.
Do it.
You guys can do it together, absolutely. Okay, next question. Kind of piggybacks actually where we just left off. So, What suggestions do you have for starting a coaching business with no money? You talk about making ads, but I don't have any extra money to spend on them. Stephen Crane.
I have 2 trainings on my YouTube channel for this. One is how to land a client in 7 days using Facebook, because there's no money involved in that. And the other one is the how to get free clients. Was that it? How to get free? That's free. Yeah, how to get free clients. It's like a 4-step process, like a little mini training on how to do an ask campaign, get people interested, and go back and sell beta to them to make money. Right? It's very important to understand every person who didn't have some previous career or business experience or whatever that has money saved up is starting with no money. So you You don't classify as a special category just because you're starting your business with no money.
Yeah.
Everyone's that. You're actually in a special category if you're starting your business with money. There's
That's
more. The ocean is fishes who are starting their business with no money. Yeah. So it's not like, how do I do it? No. You do it exactly how everyone's doing it. They either find the money, take a huge risk, go into debt, get other people's money, and invest and borrow the money to invest into learning how, which is no different than school. Why would you think it's any different, right? Or they they get really good at organic marketing and land some clients on their own. But that's also a trap, because if you make your first $5,000 doing that, you're going to think that's the way. Yeah. And now it's a bad habit to think that's a business. That's not a business. You still have a job. You don't have a business yet. Your business is when you can wake up, calls are being booked, sales are being made, content is being produced, coaching is being done, all without you. That's a business. All right, I was talking to Daniel about this on the weekend. It's like a real business is when all parts of your business are happening without you. That's a business. Now you're actually a business owner, right?
Yeah.
Right? So it's not like if it's on you still, if you don't do something, you won't make sales, you don't have a business yet. If you don't do something, you don't get book calls or leads, you don't have a business yet. Those are all jobs. Right? If you're still creating your own content, you don't have a business. You don't. If you got to do something to get a sale, you don't have a business. I don't have to do anything other than make one ad and just maintain it. Nothing. So I focus on things that I love to do and I'm better at, like coaching, like bettering my program, like helping my students get results. I don't focus on running the business, right? If you don't have a team in your business, you don't have a business. That's a big one. I don't think anyone notices that. If you're a solo, you don't have a business yet. You don't.
This is but I feel like we've had this conversation. Entrepreneur versus business owner. The distinction between the two. If you're an entrepreneur, you're doing it by yourself. You're building it by yourself. It's still 100% a job.
Yeah.
Business owner, you got a team. You got automation. You got systems, ops, and they're all running in a sequence that you don't have to be there for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and it's like that's really the truth. But if you're starting a business with no money, I'm going to tell you the answer you need to hear. I'm not going to tell you what you're looking for, because what you're looking for is the problem. How do I start with no money? First of all, realize everyone starts with no money. 9 out of 10 people. So you don't categorize yourself as like, oh, I'm different. So I'm starting at a disadvantage. No, you're not. You're starting exactly where everyone started. Number 2, I had no money. I went into debt. I borrowed money from friends. Friends, not even family. Family didn't have the money to give me. I borrowed money from friends and invested into a business coach. He taught me everything I knew 4 years ago. I don't even know if he does this still. 4 years ago. Yeah. Introduced me to marketing. I understand. I'm like, oh. I took that into my hands, made $105,000 that year. $5,000 invested into a business coach. That wasn't mine. Paid the guy back in interest. Got it done. So everyone starts with no money. Here's the answer you need to hear. Here's the one you want to hear. Go out online, create a bunch of content every single day for hours, go into groups, message a bunch of people for hours, get them interested in what you have to offer by talking to them, seeing what the problems are, get on calls with them, do some free calls, and offer some value, and then see if you could sell a couple coaching sessions. This is not how I would teach you in my program, just so you know. I'm just making this very big disclaimer. I would advise against this in my program with my paid students, because it's a waste of time. But if you're talking about how to start with zero money, not willing to find money to get the help, to get the training, then your best bet is to guess your way through a few $1,000s, get that money and start somewhere with some money, okay? That's like the starting point. Like, you just got to go out and like get hit a bunch of times in the face like I did, right? So just go into groups of your ideal prospects, post a bunch of content, get people's attention, get on calls, get on Messenger, get them on calls, try to sell something on the phone or after. And I don't teach how to do this, okay? I teach a very more strategic way of doing the organic marketing that helps you build a program. But if I had like 4 days, I'd try to teach it all to you, because I would have to teach you how everything intertwines with like the end result of what you're building here. Yeah. But I would do a disservice if I just told you how to do one specific strategy without knowing the 17 other steps that matter to it. Yeah. So I'm not going to try that. Now here's the answer you need to hear.
Steven.
On Facebook. Steven, Facebook, YouTube chooch. Listen, if you can't find the money to just pay for the help to get your business started, how on earth do you expect to solve problems in your business bigger than just finding some money? So your first test here is your ability to find a few $1,000s to get training on how to do this. Because the equivalent of saying, how do I start my business with no money, is the equivalent of saying, how do I fly this plane without an instructor pilot? You can argue that's a bad question to ask. Because why would you want to know how to fly this plane without an instructor next to you? Do you want to risk your life? Hell, you should not be a coach. You should be an adventurous. What are those people called that do like stunt? You should be like doubles? Not stunt doubles, but like they're stuntmen. Stuntmen, yeah. You should be a stuntman. Clearly, you like risk.
Daredevils.
You know, when I got our strategy calls, not my team does, with people interested in my program, and someone gets to the end, they're like, they know they got to do this, right? We tell them what it costs. They go, man, that's expensive. We go, yeah. You're talking about building a 6-figure business. Did you think that's a cheap course to buy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, what'd you think? It's like going into a Ferrari dealership. I want a Ferrari. Oh, that's expensive. Well, are you looking for a winner eater? Go to Honda. Like, why are you here? Right? You want to build a whole business? You're talking about becoming a business owner. Go to school for 4 years. They teach you how to become an employee in a job, and that costs $40,000 minimum. Like, what are you complaining about? Never has it been so cheap, so affordable to learn how to make $1 million. Never in history. What are you complaining about? So I say on the phone, I test people from the beginning. If you want me to be your coach, I'm like, well, here the coaching starts here. If you can't figure out a money problem, how are you going to figure out a staff problem, client problem, marketing problem, business problems, tax problem when you start your business? Your mindset has to be worked on before you get marketing training.
Absolutely.
It's all useless if you can't handle bigger problems. It's such a small problem to find some money to pay for help that you know you need.
It's likely the smallest problem
you'll ever face. Smallest problem you'll ever face is affording a coach or a program to build your business. Everything after that gets harder and harder and harder and harder.
Yeah.
So let me just reframe the thinking.
Yeah.
Instead of giving you what you came for, let me give you what you need. I'm saving you time if you learn how to accept what I just said. But if you don't accept it, I'll see you in 6 to 12 months when you've been forced to accept it. I've never met a self-made millionaire coach. There's no such thing. And they're bullshitting if they say that. No one is self-made. Customers, team, Facebook, ClickFunnels, all these companies, all these existing entities, these people, made it possible for this person to do that. And they want to take credit for all of it. You're full of shit. So don't ever admire some person who gloats about how they did it on their own. No, they didn't. Like, shut up. Shut up. Like, that's a false example. False idea. Don't aim for that. I just want to do it on my own. No, you don't. You want to die if that's what you want to do. Right? You want to do it right or you want to do it on your own? It's your choice. So go do a bunch of organic marketing like a chicken with his head cut off, not knowing anything about anything, and luckily maybe land a client. I'll pay you something, like a few $100 for a session. That's how I get the coaches on my call, and I help them. Or sit your ass down with a pen and paper and start creating a plan of how you're going to come up with at least $5,000 to invest into your trainings, into your own growth of your business and your mindset and your marketing abilities. If you're not willing to pay, school to give you a degree, I'm just talking like even industry, what was it called? The era where people went to work. There's a thing called, not industry. 1900s, people went to work.
Industrial Revolution.
Yes. In the industrial age, you had to pay a lot of money to learn how to work for someone. Mm-hmm. In the 21st century age, you got to pay a lot less money to learn to work for yourself. Am I missing something here?
I mean, the only, we all know the answer, right? No, just not willing to pay the price.
Yeah. If you're not willing to find money to pay for coaching, how the hell are you going to convince people to find the money to pay you for coaching?
Yeah, definitely. We talked about that on a recent episode.
Yeah. I think that's the answer. I don't really want to touch more on this. It's just either suck it up and figure out how to find money, because that's if you solve that problem, the confidence in yourself is going to go like, now I can handle a business problem. This is a personal problem. Great. I had someone comment on my ad. I'm a health coach, nutrition coach. I help people with their mindset, mental illness, whatever. Like, that's why I'm in business. But, I'm trying to get started. I don't have any money. You know what I responded to the ad? On the ad. You can go find my ad right now. This is what I responded publicly. I'm like, then you should be figuring out a way to fix your problems before you try to coach others to fix their problems. That's the answer. Coaches don't fix your problems for you. They teach you how to fix your own problems.
One more time.
Coaches don't fix your problems for you. They teach you how to fix your own problems, which is priceless. So, I'm going to be your coach right now, if you want me to, if you want to play. Here's the game. You don't have any money? Fix your money problem. It's not a marketing problem. It's a money problem. You've accepted that you have no money, which means you're completely neglecting the fact that you can go find money somehow. And invest into training. And if you have a personal bias against investing into your own training to build a coaching business that you so say you want to build, there's a fundamental incongruency in you. There's a fundamental issue with your character. On a deep level, only you know that's full of shit to say. That's it. I want to relate to people. I've been on my own before, phases in my business, but I got lucky. I only had to fall flat on my face 3 months before I had the first opportunity where I got pitched by a business coach for $5,000 to work with him. And I took the scariest leap of faith. I took a risk, borrowed the money from everybody. I'm like, if this doesn't work out and this guy runs with my money, I'm screwed. Yeah. And it's funny enough, with that kind of faith I went in, it's not even him who taught me how to make money. It was more so what I learned from the experience of being coached by him and watching him do it that taught me how to make the money. I got my money's worth from how I approached being a client than from what he actually taught me. So even though my investment in him wasn't probably worth it that much, I got my money's worth because I became a person that learned how to take advantage of what I invested into. So I don't know how to relate much more than that. That I had no money, fell flat on my face, learned I need to learn, and I'm like, there's something I don't know. Yeah. Like, you know the difference between a person who's making lots of money in coaching and a person who's not? There's only one key difference. Knowing how. That's the only difference. You think if two people knew how, and one wasn't making money, one was, did that even exist? No. Mm-hmm. You just don't know how. And the moment you accept, it's like a blissful moment when you accept you don't know how to do something. It's such a great relief. Like, you're like,
actually,
wow, I actually have no fucking clue what I'm doing. That's awesome.
Great.
Now I can go learn because I know what the problem is.
Yeah.
So it's so easy to fix. Learn how. Guessing it and learning it are two different things. The moment you accept, I don't know how to do heart surgery, but I want to be a heart doctor, but I don't know how to do surgery. Investing into training, investing into business coach is the equivalent of paying to go to medical school, $100,000 over 12 years to learn how. Trying to not invest into a business coach so you can save your $4,000, but waste all your fucking time trying to figure it out, is the equivalent of you going into hospitals, standing in the operating room, grabbing some spoons and trying to pick at the heart. Not only are you going to jail, but you're going to kill some people along the way because you're trying to guess your way through this.
Seriously.
If you guys don't think building a coaching business is as complex as heart surgery, there's something coming.
You know what it's called? Failure!
Yeah. Like, we're not trying to make this show about, like, scaring you, but I am.
But it's about being real, right?
Yeah, this is clear talk, not bullshit fluffy talk, right? This is getting clear. Let's get clear. It's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Right? Unless you got someone who's telling you exactly what to do, it's hard. Even then it's hard. Mm-hmm. Even knowing what to do. Do you know I got students in my program that have exactly know what to do with it, every step laid out in a members area with weekly calls and my comments in the Facebook group on everything I'm tweaking for them to do, and yet still how? They somehow end up doing something different than what I said. So, I have come to a conclusion.
You okay, man?
Woo! I've come to a conclusion inevitably. It's hard no matter what if your thinking is off. Yeah. If your thinking and mindset is not clear, like, it just won't work. It gets a lot less hard when you got someone who just lays out the blueprint for you. Just do this.
Absolutely.
Okay. But even then, you got to get over yourself. Like your own ego of trying to do things. Stop it. Like you're not going to look at the professor in a heart surgery camp and be like, you know, doctor, I really think a screwdriver is going to really shove this vein up a lot better than a spoon. You know, we should try that. Or the doctor says, use the spoon to carve out the vein here. Yeah. And you go, okay, you grab a fork. What the hell?
There's so many key things that Armin just said, and one of the biggest ones is, he said it 1,000 times. These things are investments now. What you need, and it's boils down to mindset. When you are transitioning from, you know, employee to business owner, everything that you will spend your money on is now an investment. Don't think about it as don't think about it anymore as you spending or whatever you used to call it before. Bills, forget it. Investment. Everything is now an investment into yourself and your future business.
Yeah.
You have to transition your mind into being a business owner, which means work, which means dedication. We've all gone to school. If you're in Canada or North America, you've gone to school since you were 4 years old to 18 years old. And if you went into post-secondary, you did it after that, you know, and when you paid for post-secondary education is when you shifted from, you know, just a regular student to investing into being a student.
Yeah.
So what makes you think that in everyday life where you want to be an entrepreneur, that there's not going to be an investment of some sort for you to build a career?
Yeah.
That there's going to be more to learn, more studying every single day. It's funny because we're talking about, you know, our actual clients, and no one is exempt from this. It all just boils down to mindset. But we're having conversations like, you know, how much hours should I put in a week? You know, should I treat this like, you know, I would like a university course, or, you know, how should I go about the program? And ultimately the answer is whatever is going to make you focus on it. If your mindset can only work in the frame of, you know, a university course where I go to class this week and I've got to do this paper, sure, let's make it work like that. But the faster that you transition to I am a business owner, and every minute, Armin says this all the time, his answer to how many hours should I put in a week is however much it takes to make this business run. The faster you transition to that mindset, the easier your life is going to become. Everything is an investment, whether it's money, whether it's time, whether it's the education. It's all going back to the level of business that you want to create. Yeah. You want to play small? Okay. You know what mindset you're going to have with that. But if you're thinking big picture, that means sacrifice, that means time, effort, money, investment.
Risks.
Lots of risk.
You guys trying to get big rewards without risk. Okay. Go invest into a mutual fund.
And the last thing that really I'm thinking about right now too that you said is about paying for the course and learning what you actually thought you would get out of it might be different. Yeah. But the lesson that you're gonna get is what you need.
Yeah.
Right? I think the biggest lesson is always the investment part. Because it's the resourcefulness that you have to be. It's that mindset transition that happens in the investment that I think is like the biggest piece. Because you kind of get over yourself and you're like, you know what? I am going to bet on myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to bet on myself.
I was talking to someone on the weekend, and like I have a trainer. I spent like $50. That's nothing to me. Because I spent like $90 a session. I'm spending $1,000 a month on personal training. Okay. Some people are like, oh my God. Well, first of all, you spend that much on stupid shit, so I just see it's going into my health. I don't know how you prioritize that. But COVID happened, and now like he has his own personal gym, so privately, we're super clean. We come in, it's just me and him. It's awesome. And he only charges $50. I'm like, that's amazing.
It is.
You know, I'm like, For like $600 to $800 now a month, I can get my full workout. I'm grateful. This is even better. I'm happy this happened. So I was talking to somebody, and I'm like, they're like talking to me like, man, I feel like I've been low on my health. My fitness has been like it makes. I'm like, do you feel better when you're healthy and you're working out? He goes, yeah. I'm like, well, look, I got a trainer. He's like 8 minutes from you. He only charges $50 a month a session. Why don't you go work out with him? I'm like, solution solved, problem solved. Yeah. He goes, yeah, man, but I'm just trying to be smart with my money right now. Hold on. Hold on. Please don't do it. Hold on. You're trying to be smart with your money. I asked him, I'm like, smart with your money, right? He goes, yeah, he's saving up a lot. He has a lot of money saved up. I'm like, to you, be a scratch on your savings to pay $50 a session.
Yeah.
I'm like, so let me get this straight. Is it stupid to spend your money on your health and fitness that you said makes you feel better? And he goes, well, no, I get what you mean. I'm like, first of all, how is that not the thought you had prior to you saying I'm trying to be smart? How did you not think of that?
Yeah.
It's like deliberate, like I don't even know what to call it. So are you ignoring how dumb that sounded? I really need to be healthy because I feel like crap about myself, but I'm not wanting to put $50 into a training session because like I'm trying to be smart with my money. What?
Yeah.
So you're trying to be smart with your money, stupid with your body? I don't get it. So I looked at him, I'm like, do you make more money if you're healthy and fit? He goes, yeah, man, for sure. I'm like, so is it not an investment? I'm like, aren't you saving up to pay for things like this? You get your priorities mixed up, man.
Mindset shifts.
And he goes, yeah, man, I mean, I get it. I get it. I'm like, no, I don't think you get it. I'm like, I don't think you get it.
Yeah.
That's why you are where you are. Because you don't get it. Because you genuinely believe paying for a personal trainer is not a smart use of your money. Like, that's why. That's why you're unhappy with your body. That one belief is powering that shitty behavior.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't get it. It's just equivalent. I'm trying to save my money, so I can't pay for this program. Hold on. Are we not talking about doing this program because you want to make more money? Well, yeah. So you got to believe powering this shitty behavior that saving money is going to somehow build your business, but investing into how to make more money in your business is a bad investment. When we put it that way, how else is it in your mind? This is why I'm confused. How else is it in your mind that I had to put it another way? What did you previously believe that actually made sense to you? So like you guys, like, anyways, this is like a whole money masterclass. This is like a money masterclass, man. People just don't know how to use their own money. It's not about not having money. It's about not knowing how to use the money you got.
Yeah.
I learned from Grant Cardone a long time ago. He goes, if you don't, and Tony Robbins also said this, if you don't start investing and saving your money and budgeting it and like just being smart with it, with $10, you won't do it with $10 million. If you don't tithe it when you make $100 a month, you won't do it when you make $1 million. Yeah. If you're not organizing your funds and saving cash when you're making $20,000 a year, you won't do it when you're making $2 million. It's like these habits are timeless. You don't wait till you make a lot of money to do it. If you don't spend $50 on one session a week with a personal trainer when you're broke, you won't do it when you're rich. It's just a fact. Because no amount of money or conditions of your life will change what you think is important to put your time and money into.
Absolutely.
Just because you make let's say $1 million in a year doesn't mean your values about your health are going to change. In fact, it'll get worse.
Yeah.
So if you don't have those values and priorities and beliefs set up now, when you're just starting out, you're only going to amplify them in the future. You'll get fatter. You'll spend it on other stuff that's not important. You're not developing the habit of importance and the right things in your life from the get-go. You know what I mean? When I was completely broke, living at home with my mom, years, like 5-6 years ago, and I had like no coaching, no company, no nothing. I was just like trying to figure my life out. I was this kid. I still somehow would work out every week. Even then, I enjoyed and I valued myself, like my feeling of myself when I worked out. I somehow still, I couldn't afford protein powder. I was chugging eggs raw for protein. That's cheaper. Rocky Balboa.
morning. Boy, I tell you, I need something to struggle with. 28 degrees. It's cold out there. Well, we deserve it. We've been getting away with murder for the last couple of weeks. Our high today could possibly be... That's it. Tonight, we'll back down into the 20-degree range, a little colder in the suburbs, and tomorrow...
So, or is it Rocky or is it Arnold Schwarzenegger? I don't know. It's Rocky, okay. So, see, those habits were ingrained in me from the beginning. No amount of money I made or lost changed that.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
Yeah.
So you got to get your priorities in check. Some people go, how do I start a business with no money? No time.
Yeah.
What do you mean you got no time? Everyone got the same time. How do you not have time? Are you special? Are you different? Are you God? Did you get less time this month? Did you only get 20 hours a day? What happened? Did the interest kick in? Now you owe 25 hours on the 20. Like, stop talking nonsense. No, it's not about how much time you don't have or have. It's about what is taking your time. Yeah. And the priorities you have laid out, whether consciously or unconsciously in your day-to-day life, is what's taking your time. And unfortunately, the things that are taking your time are not bringing back money into your bank account. Therefore, those things should not take your time. So how to make money or start with no money or time is to first start with the resource you have, which is called time. You do have it. And start noticing what things are taking my time that aren't making me money. Change that to putting into things that make me money and give me more time because I'm building my business. You go, I have no money. Yes, you do have money, or else you'd be homeless. You wouldn't afford a phone to be on to watch this Facebook Live or YouTube video. Okay, that's a no money situation, meaning they legitimately have zero money. They're on support in a shelter. Okay, that's no money. In that case, how the hell you want a phone or electric? Like, how are you watching this right now, right? If you're watching this in a library, you're the one minor percentage of exception. But if you have your own electronics, you got money. So now the question is not where do I get more money or how do I do this with no money? The question is what things are taking your money that are not bringing you back more? You take this and you say, I'm going to stop giving my money to this. I'm going to put it into this thing that's going to make me more money. The answer is resourcefulness. If you can't do that with small minor problems like time and money, just start, not even grow, start. You will never, ever, ever grow a business with that thinking. That strategy of thinking does not produce results. That's my answer.
You guys are getting a mindset training this morning, but it's necessary. All right, probably our last question. I'm learning to say no more. How do I distinguish between great opportunities for my coaching business and those that will waste my time? I want to get out of my comfort zone more and push myself to get out there, but what's worth it? Amanda Crescent.
That's a really good question. Can you say it one more time?
Yeah. I'm learning to say no more. How do I distinguish between great opportunities for my coaching business and those that will waste my time? I want to get out of my comfort zone more and push myself to get out there more, but what's worth it? Amanda Crescent.
Amanda, great question. It's good that you're learning to say no more. That's when you're starting to get more focused. Focus, Steve Jobs says, is not about how many things you can do at the same time. It's how many things you can say no to doing. That's focus. So here's how you prioritize what should take your time. So when an opportunity, an idea, or something comes up that's going to take focus and time from you, like it's going to take it out of the limited capacity you have, you got to ask yourself this one question. Will this help me achieve my goal faster or not? If it does not help you achieve your goal faster, you don't do it. You put it into the things that are helping you achieve your goal faster. So in that case, that means a prerequisite is you need to know your goal. You got to know your goal. If you don't have a goal, you can't be focused. If you don't have a goal, you can't be productive. If you don't have a goal, you can't be efficient. You can't. What the hell are you being efficient, productive, or focused for? Nothing. Just for the sake of saying it? That's like going to the gym just to say I'm at the gym. You have no real goal, so how are you going to know what to measure in terms of calories or exercises to know if you're achieving your goal? Right? So now the question is, if you're going to do another workout, the question is that workout going to help me build my muscle faster or is this one? If someone says, hey, let's go talk by the water fountain, is that going to help me achieve my goals faster with my muscles or not? No. Okay, I'm not interested. I'm going to work out. Then you're in your business. Someone says, hey, you want to be on my podcast? And the podcast is something about unicorns and rainbows, and you're talking about business performance, probably a bad idea. Because being in front of an audience of unicorns and rainbows isn't going to help you achieve your goal faster. If a person comes and says, hey, look, I have an audience of business people that need some more performance things done, that's probably going to achieve your goal faster. But then again, I'd vet it. How many people watch? How new is the show? Let me see your other episodes. Let me see if you're a good interviewer. God knows I've been on some interview shows with some very bad interviewers. That was a bad thing for my brand, even though it was relevant. It was terrible. So you learn to say no to the things that don't qualify to taking up your effort and time that will take you to your goal faster. My mentor Satish Verma says 12 words that will change your life forever. 12 words. Productivity. So you remember these 12 words, write them down. I wrote them down. Because always think about it. Do the most productive thing in every given moment. Do the most productive thing in every given moment. It's probably not exactly, I don't know if it's 12 words.
I was like, is it 12?
Do the most productive thing in every given moment.
9.
No, I'm missing a few words in there, but that's the point. Or I will do the most productive thing in every given moment. That's about 11 or something like that. Point is, in every given moment of your life and every day, you should be doing the most productive thing. How do you know what's the most productive thing? Does it help you get your goal faster?
Yeah.
If it doesn't, you shouldn't be doing it. Doesn't matter. Now, there's a gray area, justification. Well, I'm on my social media. I'm looking at this guy's butt. Not me, you. Amanda. Looking at this guy's butt. Well, I could be studying how this guy's butt is getting attention in marketing, and maybe I could use that in my business. That's called a justification. It's a waste of your time. Well, I'm on YouTube watching this video about how to be more disciplined. Maybe. But if you don't need to be doing that right now, and that's an actual action that'll produce a result in your business that day that'll get you closer to your goal, it's not supposed to be watched. It doesn't matter. Okay? So if you find yourself having to justify, think of it like this. If you find yourself having to come up with a reason to why you're doing this, it's probably not productive. Probably. Productive things that are the most relevant thing to your goal usually are no-brainers. Mm-hmm. I'm going to work on my program now. I don't have to justify, because. No, because I don't have one. That's why I'm doing it. Yeah. I'm going to go and make a new ad, post it in a group. I'm going to go follow up with some sales that I could have made. I don't need to justify why I'm doing it. It's pretty obvious why I'm doing it. Yep. But the moment I say, well, I'm going to be on this random interview show. Why are you being on this random interview? Well, I just think, no, now it's already waste of time. Yeah. Well, I'm going to go and hang out. This is the worst one. You want to know a bro coach when you meet one? If they're willing to meet you for free for an hour over coffee for no given reason. You know their bank account isn't full. Someone willing to do that, they're wasting a lot of time in their life. You know how I know? I was that guy. I was a professional at it, actually. If you just messaged me and said, hey, I'd love to talk and just mastermind over it, I'd be like, yeah, let's 2 hours, let's do it. You meet me at my office. Just so I can feel like I'm busy. I did this years ago when I was an idiot. I sit down with these random ass people in my network for no apparent reason, no purpose, no goal. I thought maybe a sale will come out of it.
We'll see what happens.
But I don't even know what I can sell. That's the worst part. I'm like, maybe.
We'll see what happens.
Maybe an opportunity will arise. Maybe we'll do something together. Yeah. Who the hell are they for me to do something with anyways in the first place? I should ask myself that. Because any person who's got something going on and they're like high performers, they don't got time to meet you for coffee. I had to realize that real quick. I learned that in my business. Eventually, when I started meeting a lot of high performers, I'm like, whoa, these guys don't have time to even meet people that they need to meet. Like, let alone meet some random ass people just to talk. Right. Now, here's what happens. You start cutting off your calendar to people who just want to meet with you, just want to talk with you, just want to get on the phone with you, just want to. They're going to start not liking you. That's fine. Yeah. It's because they don't get it. If they don't get it, they shouldn't be taking up your time anyways.
Huge shift.
So, how did we get here? Amanda? What's productive? Yeah. So if someone messages you, a random person, unless they're saying, I'm interested in your program, or unless they're saying, I'm interested in your program, you shouldn't be talking to them. That sounds pretty ruthless, right? Well, when your entire purpose is to make sure you're financially independent enough to help people without worrying about money, that should be the only thing you think about. Until you get to a point where you have so much financial abundance in your coaching business that you have the luxury of taking on people's problems like for free and doing stuff like not worrying about money, now you can do that. But you have no business doing that when you're broke yourself, or when you're not making enough money, or when you're still worried about money. You have no business talking to anyone unless they're going to be a sale, unless you're going to be a client of yours. Some of you are like, but Armin, that's really no, Armin, that's real. That's real. You want to take 3 years to become financially free, or 6 months, because that's real. You can take 3 years, right? Or you can focus. Take 6 months. So even if the person goes, hey, I would like to, you know how many people I get? Can I work for you? What does it take to be a part of your team? Are you looking for a closer right now? Can I'm looking to do a joint venture with you. Maybe we can work together on something. My immediate response is always, well, for someone who wants to work for me, I'm like, I'm not looking for someone, sorry. Now, if I do that 3 or 4 times, they still persist, maybe I'll give them a shot. I don't know. Like, maybe the person will figure something out. I don't need it anymore. So I just don't even waste time. Now, let's say the person wants to do something with me. I want to do something with you. Okay, no problem. I always respond with this. I'm not closed-minded, guys. All I say is this. What do you have in mind? Mm-hmm. Let them talk. If they tell me I got to get on a call to hear about it, I go, until you give me what you have in mind, I don't know if I should be getting on a call with you. And if they don't get that without getting offensive, I already dodge a bullet anyways. If they get offended by that, we're not fit to work together anyways. Because you got to understand, no human being that's highly successful or has momentum in their life will have the time to get on a call with you for no fucking reason. And if you don't get that, it's because you're either not there, well, you're definitely not there because you don't get it. Or you got some personality issues. Like, damn. Like, you want to connect with like-minded high performers? You got to be one. So, and I learned this the hard way. Once, I went to go meet someone, runs a multi-million-dollar business, and I was the guy who was like, can we just meet up? But I had an intention. I wanted to see if he could come speak at my event. So I had a purpose. I'm like, it's going to be good for him. It's like 200 people are coming out. Whatever. So I tried to book a meeting with him at it was from 12:30 to 12:50. Literally, it was 20 minutes. And I had to drive 45 minutes to go downtown to meet him. And find parking. So it was an hour. For downtown Toronto, you got to find parking 20 minutes, okay? I remember he texted me the morning of, and he goes, hey, man, I got to reschedule the time. I go, yeah, man, no problem. I get you're busy. This guy runs like a 30-employee team, whatever, right? This is the first encounter I had with someone that was so busy, such a high performer, that I got reality checked with what their life is like.
Yeah. He
goes, can you do, remember, 12:30 to 12:50 was the time. He goes, can you do 12:15 to 12:48? I'm not even kidding. I'm like, yeah, sure. To me, I'm like, bro, the whole hour is taken off from me to come see you. I don't care if you want to meet me 12:15 or 12:30 to, right? But he goes 12:15 to 12:48. Who the hell schedules a time to an even number, a 48? I've never heard that before in my life. I'm like, this is either he's kidding or he's that meticulously strict.
Yeah.
Like it's structured. I'm like, damn. And I was like, my first impression, first time being coming across, like he wants me to meet him from 12:15 to 12:38. Because he has a meeting probably at 12:40.
Yeah.
And it takes him 2 minutes, he's calculated, to go from that room to this room. You know what I mean? Okay. So I'm like, sure. I walk in. It was 12. I was early. I'm it's 12:10, so I'm just sitting there. And I walk in, it's 12:15 on the dot. He's on his phone at 12:14. I'm sitting in his room. He's on his phone. He's finishing something. He actually needed until 12:15. That's how crazy it was. He was actually finishing something. He's like, hold on, man, just a second. I got to finish this. Finish it. I'm like, yeah, no problem. I'm just saying to relaxed. I got time. I'm not high performer yet. So clearly this guy's on the next level. And he's just saying that 12:15 hits. He literally puts his phone down. He goes, great, man. What's up? And he doesn't look at me and go, how's your day? Legitimately looks at me laser focused. What are you taking 18 minutes of my life for? And it was in a nice way. He's not a dick. Yeah. But I was intimidated because I'm I'm not used to this level of intense focus in organization. But instead of being offended, which I could have been, I could have this guy has no rapport. He has no personality. He thinks, I could have done that. And I was kind of for a moment, I'm like, this guy doesn't, you don't want to just say hi? For a moment. And then I realized, I'm like, whoa. Well, let me get over myself. Yeah. Realize something. Let me put myself in this guy's shoes for a second. He has decided to give, 18 minutes of his time or 28 minutes of his time today to me. He could be doing something very useful with that time. So I better be something here with more useful than that. I'm like, that's a respect thing. So I got over myself within seconds. I don't have much time to think about it. And I look back at him, I'm like, hey man, yeah, first of all, like, thanks again for, seeing me, man. I'm really appreciative. I'm really, really grateful, man. I would love to get your message in front of more people. And I started pitching, And he was so straight and just sharp. I actually admired, I admired it. I was intimidated as hell. I felt like I couldn't bullshit him for a moment. Even if I tried to, make it, even if I took a minute to, try to, make him feel good, I feel like he'd be offended. Because he's like, don't waste my time.
Don't worry.
Just get straight to it. Don't worry about it. Just get straight to the point.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah, so here's what it is. Here's my event's this time. I want you to come, maybe a 1 hour segment. I want to ask some questions. This guy goes straight away. What's the date? What's the time? Let me figure out if I can do it. I would love to do it. What are we going to talk about? Exactly what questions are you going to ask me? By when do you need it done? Boom, 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 boom. Within seconds, I'm like, I couldn't even write as fast, So I'm like, yeah, I just recorded the meeting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it's going to be on this day, this day. And I started mirroring him because I started matching him. That's how I'm good at, influencing people. I learned this stuff years ago. So I started matching and mirroring him right away, and so we got in the same momentum. But I started to feel his momentum because I'm matching and mirroring him. I started to feel that momentum. I'm like, man, I feel like him right now. I get it. And I feel good. I feel clear, focused, disciplined. I felt good. I'm like, this is what I should feel like every day. I feel like that now. That was, last year and a half ago I did this. I met this guy. I feel great now. I feel like that now. So now I understand where he was at mentally. So I'm sitting there, and he's like, I'm like, it's this time. He's like, what is it going to be about? I'm like, it's going to be about this. Here's what I was thinking about. And I prepared myself for the meeting. So I'm like, I watched him in his talks. I'm like, I love what you did here, man. I want to bring you in for this. He goes, man, that's amazing, man. Maybe we could do this. And he starts firing off ideas. And I start writing shit down. And we were just blazing off. And within 12:36, 2 minutes before the time, he's like, yeah, man, so anything else? He's already ready to go. And we just had this great burst of exciting meeting. I'm like, no, man, nothing else. I'm like, man, this is, and we talked for a minute. After I got the important shit out of the way that was important to both our purposes, for a minute we talked. And he talked about how I was in a 3-piece suit and he was in a hoodie. And it was another reality check, wisdom of life. I'm sitting down, I make far less money than this guy.
Far, yeah.
I have far less of a smaller company than him. I'm in a 3-piece suit wearing a Hublot. I'm sitting there looking rich. And he's in a hoodie wearing his company's logo and his hat. And I remember, and he looked at me, he's like, why do you wear a suit? It was a minute. We had a small window of personal talk.
Yeah.
He's like, why are you wearing a suit? And I'm like, honestly? And I told him the answer. I'm like, I do it for what it does to me. I wear a suit because I feel good in it. I don't do it for anyone else. And he goes, I'm like, I feel comfortable in the same way you feel comfortable probably in jeans and a sweater. I feel just as comfortable wearing my suit. I feel great in it. It feels comfy to me. And he goes, it's fascinating, man. And he starts talking, it's fascinating, man. It's just crazy, a lot of people have different values about how they dress up and he's like, it doesn't really matter, Yeah. It doesn't matter what you're wearing. What matters is what you're doing with your life. And I'm like, that's true. And I looked at him, I'm like, it's interesting. I'm like, why are you wearing a sweater? I'm like, it's interesting. You run a multi-million dollar business. Like, do you show up like that every day? He goes, every day. And he told me something I learned. I'm like, damn, this is deep. He looked at me, he goes, well, you know why I wear my sweater? I'm like, why? He goes, he wears his own company logo everywhere. He goes, because if I don't, who will? If I don't represent my brand, who will? It's my brand.
Yeah.
I'm like, he stands for something.
Absolutely.
It's deep. So, anyways, we had a cool talk, and I remember walking out. I'm like, why am I overdressed? I actually thought of it. I'm like,
and from that day.
No, it wasn't that day. I still wore lots.
You did.
I went down a level. I was wearing turtlenecks now.
Yeah.
I don't wear ties anymore. Yeah. But my point is now now I actually look like him in a sense. I'm just legitimately wear the same jeans and wardrobe every single day. Some of you are like, ew, but for me, I shave at least a week worth of time out of my whole year from not figuring out what I got to wear in the morning. The only thing I have to do is I open my drawer, I see black or white today. Legitimately, I look at my black or white. Black. I see how many shirts I have left in the black or white. I'm like, okay, I can go another day with with this. So I grab that. I'm like, but shirt or long sleeve? I go, yeah. It's 7 seconds. Yeah, I feel like shirt. Boom. Same jacket, same jeans, same socks is all the same. I pretty much went to Walmart and just bought 30 pairs of the same socks. I don't really care. Same shoes every day. Same everything. You guys want to know how productive, focus. Amanda, we're talking about focus. You want to know how focused I am in the mornings alone? When I wake up, I have an exact routine. I wake up, I go, I brush my teeth, I sit down, I meditate for 30 to 45 minutes, I close my eyes, I open my eyes, I start reading, I write, I do everything in perfect order every single time. Before anyone even wakes up, before 6 a.m. happens. When I'm done all that, I walk up, either I go to the gym, I work out with my trainer, or I just go straight to the shower. When I go to the shower, here's how I do it. I take my underwear out that I'm going to wear after I'm done showering, and I put it right where I'm going to grab it in the washroom before I even get in the washroom. I grab my towel, I put everything in my laundry bag, I walk into the shower, I put a timer, you guys probably think I'm insane, I put a timer of 6 minutes on my phone facing the shower, and I put it against the mirror, I look at it as I shower. I make sure I'm done within 6 minutes, if best, by 5 minutes. time I shower every single morning. As soon as that thing hit, I walk out, grab it. I do the same thing. I do my hair first, do my body first, put it around, walk in the thing. I grab the hair dryer, blow dry my hair, blow dry my body, put on the underwear that's right there. I blow dry my body. I actually do. I don't know if anyone else can do it. I totally.
That wasn't a joke?
The greatest feeling ever. No, I grab it. I do my hair and then I do my body. I dry it up. I don't know how you guys put on clothes when you're still damp. That's some weird shit to me.
No, you dry off, but not with
Not
the
how you the towel's damp too.
Hold on. Can you use one towel for your whole body?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
That's probably
It doesn't
it.
have like a hair towel.
No. What the hell is that now?
What?
No, I just give it the same towel and I take the water off. I grab this and I like kind of go through my skin real quick until it feels like dry instead of damp. Right, and I do the legs. I have a lot of hair. You know, like it's like a head down here. You know, everywhere. Like, you know, I'm a Middle Eastern man.
So
Come on,
that's
man.
why he's blow drying, because he's blow drying his hair.
Yeah, man, I got hair on my body. Okay, anyway, so I dry it off. I put on my underwear. As soon as I put on my underwear, I literally grab one comb. I go like this with my hair, and I blow dry it in place. Like it takes like about 5 seconds at this point. It's like I've trained my hair muscles. To say it this way.
Yeah.
It's been years. I grab one scoop. It's like everything's so particular. I have one scoop of gel. I put it on my hand like this, and I just go boom, 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 boom.
Oh,
walk out.
5 moves.
Not even. It's like a 5-hit combo. I finish, wash my hands off, and I take my ring off so it doesn't get thing. Dry my hands off. Look at my hair. It's perfect. Walk out. And then I do it in order. I put on socks first because if you put on your jeans, you got to roll it up to put on socks. So I'm like, screw that. Put on my socks first. Put on my shirt. Then I put on my jeans, and then I put on my watch or whatever. Put on my coat. I blaze out into my car. That whole process takes me maybe 13 minutes. All of it. And it's been so conscious of every single thing I do that at this point it's robotic. It's systematic. If you can't do that in your morning, you are dreaming to do it in a business. With your staff, with your team, with your market. You're dreaming. Let me put it one step further. If you don't have a Trello board, if you don't got a Trello account, my buddy came over to my office. He goes, man, how do you like Trello? I'm like, I don't know how you do anything without Trello. He starts laughing. He obviously doesn't have Trello. I'm like, how do you do anything without Trello? Like it's the easiest tool to use. You list out what you got to do for the day.
Yeah.
Everything's right there. I'm like, if you don't have a checklist you look at for your day, let me save you the time. You're already not productive. Hands down, not productive. There's no way in hell you're more productive than the person with the checklist. So, some little things. I'm just giving you some things, okay? This is productivity. But if you go back to focus, only put your time into things that help you achieve your goal faster. And that's the only thing that should take your time. Does that help?
I think so.
Is that helpful?
I believe so, yeah.
No more questions because we're over time now, right?
We are over time. It's 111.
So, thanks for watching the Clear Talk Show. If you're on YouTube right now, hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell. And if you're in the Facebook group, why don't you drop us a comment with the top thing you learned from this show so far. And maybe just go to askarmin.com, which is right here, and submit your question so that we can answer live on the show next week. We love you so much, and go on and make the rest of your week the best of your week.